Hi, this is Amy from the Learning Lab, and today we're going to be making our own kites. Supply pickup is Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the adult garden while supplies last. So let's get started. So, what makes a kite fly? Flying is all about balance. So, there are 4 forces of flight, and we're going to go through them. So there's lift, thrust, drag, and weight. So let's go through those 2 at a time because it's a balancing act. For a kite to fly, lift and weight have to equal each other. So what is weight? Weight is the amount of gravity that pulls an object back to Earth. So for a kite to leave the ground, it needs another force to act upon it. The lift is what is going to act as a counterbalance, so they're going to balance each other. For a kite to fly, air pressure below the kite is going to be higher than the air pressure above the kite. And the reason for that is the wind blowing above the kite is going to be going faster than the wind below the kite because that's the way we design kites. As that faster air is moving, the higher pressure below the kite is going to push the kite off the ground, and that is going to be the opposite of the gravity, the weight that's pulling it back down. So next, what are the next things? Thrust and drag have to equal each other. So what is thrust? Thrust is going to be you pulling the string and running. It's going to get taken over by the wind. If it was a plane, the thrust would be an engine, and that's what's pushing the plane forward. Drag is caused by the air pressure difference between the front and the back of the kite. So before we were talking about the top and the bottom of the kite, now we're going to talk about the front and the back of the kite. Let's talk about how that works. The drag is the friction. So even air, which we don't feel rubbing on us, is rubbing on us. So the air rubbing the kite is actually going to be dragging it a little bit. And also it's that air pressure difference that we talked about. Okay, so let's make this kite. What do you have in your take-home bag? You have 2 ribbons, 2 pieces of paper, 1 straw, and 1 kite string. And so we're going to need scissors and tape. If you have a hole puncher, that's awesome. If you don't, that's fine. I don't, so I made do without it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our kite reel. So we're going to fold up our paper so it's a 1-inch bar. So we're just going to go down and fold in like 1-inch pieces and just keep folding. And then when you're done, you're going to tape that bar closed so it doesn't open up on you. And then you're going to tape the end of your string, one end of your string, onto that bar, and then we're going to wind our string onto it. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So we now have that other end that's loose, and we're going to be tying that to our kite when we're done. So let's keep going. We're going to fold our paper in half, and so I have a diagram to the left of the picture that just shows the way you're going to fold that paper in half because it's a little hard to see in my picture. And then you're going to fold one side diagonally up or down depending on the way you have it. And I have my diagram again to kind of show what that looks like. So that's going to be the first wing. That first fold is your first wing. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it's not like 100% like mine, don't worry about it. As long as it looks similar, we're going to be good. And now you're going to flip the paper over and you're going to fold the second one so it matches. So you're going to have 2 wings, and then you're going to have that center point, which is the fold. And now you're going to flip that first wing out from under the kite so you can see both wings at the same time, and you're going to just tape so that they don't come apart. Now, the next step is you're going to grab your straw. Your straws are paper. My straw is plastic. Unfortunately, I don't have any more paper straws at home. I measured 6 inches, and I cut off the end of my straw. Now I'm going to use those 6 inches, and I'm going to line them up about an inch below the widest part of the wing, and then I'm going to tape those down. Now, on the ends, I flattened my straw a little bit so that I could tape it down a little better, and you can do that on yours too. I don't believe that it is important for flying the kite, but that's why I did it that way, so I could just get more taped down. So now we're gonna flip the kite over. So we're gonna be looking at the back. The straw isn't gonna be visible. Okay, so now I have it so that one wing is out and the other one is underneath where my thumb is in that picture. So that part that I'm holding on to is actually the folded piece that's underneath the wings. So my line, the straight line over here on the right hand side is actually where my straw is, so you guys can see kind of where I'm making this hole for our string. So, and then I have a dotted line in the center, and that's showing where my wing fold is, and then the X is where we're gonna punch through. So if you have a hole puncher, great. Put a piece of tape down before you make the hole. So put a piece of tape down where your X is gonna be on both sides, and then punch the hole so that it's going through the two pieces of tape and the one piece of paper, and that's going to strengthen that hole so it doesn't pull through. If you are poking through with like a pencil, something like that, once you've put the string through and knotted it, then you can put the tape down to reinforce it that way. And now you're going to put the string through the hole, and you can see I kind of did both. So I put, like, I thought I had a hole puncher and I don't. So I put my tape down and then I punched through it. And then I tied it in a double knot. And then I actually used tape on my other side just to secure it. So now you're going to tape the ribbons onto the end of your kite. So that's going to be the opposite side from your straw and from where you put the string in. So you're going to tape those to the bottom. So again, that's the fold side, and you're done. And I just finished this, and my cat sat right on top of it, and it still flew. So just wanted to say, if you have an attention-seeking animal that sits on top of your kite, you might still find that it works just fine. And so let me know how this goes. Let me know if you try any experiments with it. What happens if you don't have the ribbons? Does it matter? If you try to fly it without the ribbons, would it matter? What if you make extra folds? What if you make an extra plane and like put in different folds? Or try, this looks a lot like an airplane, so make like a straight up paper airplane and try to fly it like a kite. See, give some stuff a try. Do some experiments, see what happens. And I'll leave you today with an experimental fly of our kite just to see if it flies. We have not had any wind, which is really convenient for doing a kite project. But you'll find you don't actually need a ton of wind for this. So that's exciting news. So I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.